Alrighty, welcome folks to the live stream. Oh, and we're having trouble already with the iPad connection. 1 second. Okay, hopefully that will work. TheRelaxedMovement, hey, good day to you. How's it going? Alright, so today we're working on this commission for Underwatch, or Nightfall, I should say. And once again, I apologize, folks. This is giving us some trouble today. Melting in the sun like so many others. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And I do apologize. It seems like we're having trouble with the iPad today. A lot of connection issues. Once again. Okay. Give me a second, and I will hopefully have this figured out. Okay, hopefully this works. Otherwise, I'm not sure what we're gonna do. Okay. We can collapse all these layers. Ah. Okay. I'm gonna hide this for now. Let's see. Okay. Give me a split second. I need to figure out what's going on with the iPad. Okay, what's going on here? Let's see if that works. That seems to have worked. Okay. Let's hope this stays. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone so I can see what you all are seeing. Count. Okay, everything seems to be working. Good. What I'm seeing is there is a delay on screen with what I'm doing. Okay, and it seems to be melting. It's very pixelated. Yikes. Okay, let's see if this works. Nerdabs96, welcome, welcome. Let's see, yeah, curse the wretched burning sky, or too bloody hot, lol. I'm sorry to hear that. It's not too bad over here where I'm at the moment. Okay. Alright. I'm going to do a little bit more refining of the sketch. So this is a commission for Nightfall. character Ilara, this rat character, and Drea, the dragon or cobalt messenger. She's pregnant, and they're having a conversation, and the baby is giving her a ferocious kick. And so she's waving off the princess like, no, no, it's not a contraction, it's just a kick. Okay. So, if God is watching us, he needs to don his shades. Ha. Okay, I do apologize. So I'm seeing the screen. I was able to get rid of that pesky green flash with the screen, but now it's kind of pixelated whenever I move the screen. But I think we'd prefer that rather than that flashing green. Ferocious kick. You might need to show the baby split against poor mom's belly. I would have no idea how to even draw that. And I realize I made a mistake here. I'm going to pull back all those layers because I think I had some really good sketches in there that I wanted to keep. That's not it. There we go. That face right there, that's the face I want to keep. Nerdab, yeah, or he could bring in some clouds or something. Perhaps if I do a ceremonial rain dance. Wouldn't that be nice if that's how it worked? Okay. Okay. Okay, I think this is gonna work. Let's see, Lotharans. Here in Germany, they predict up to 41 degrees Celsius until Sunday when thunderstorms might set in. As for me, they can bring it tonight. Ah, gotcha. I think all the thunderstorms have been hanging out over here in the US because, not to brag, but the weather's been pretty nice, fairly cool in the morning, and we've had a lot of rain. Nerdab. Zazaza. According to the One Piece manga lately, I think that's what you say to make it rain. Well. Okay. So we're gonna focus on our main character here. Actually, I'm gonna pull up a reference really quick. I am watching the screen like you guys are, and boy, whatever I did to fix the green flashing made the image lag quite a bit. Let's see if this works. did not work. Give me a second. I will fix this. That's really interesting. The frame rate won't okay, use preset. No buffer. Huh. Huh. And very interesting. Yeah. I apologize. I'll have to figure out the frame rate a little bit later. Seems I messed something up while trying to get rid of that stuff. Let's see. Looks like chess policy. Undead VR. Hey, what's up? Nerdab. Wait, 41 degrees Celsius in Germany. That's 105 Fahrenheit. I'm in flippin' Florida, and we're only 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Lothrens, the yellow beast of the sky. Okay. So right now, just doing the under sketch. Where is my reference? Oh, hip is going to be. That's a very good shape. Let me know if you can hear the lawnmower running in the background. I have my window open, so. Undead, I just hit 52 subscribers today. Hey, congratulations! Awesome. Where is my reference? Yeah. Undead, I can't hear anything other than your voice. Okay, perfect. Good to know, because I can definitely hear the lawnmower running outside. Okay. So she's got fairly thin arms, so that's good. Just kind of waving the princess away, like, no, 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 I'm good. Let's rotate this a bit. Just got this little shawl deal. Undead. Speaking of music, I downloaded GarageBand yesterday. Oh, nice. Awesome. I have like slightly played with GarageBand, but not a whole lot. Okay. Here, you guys can let me know. Does she look pregnant, or does she just look like she's a little chunky is all? Because that is a balance I need to figure out. Pull that leg in just a tiny bit. Okay. Dead, a little chunky. Okay. I'll have to figure that one out. Okay. This neck. Let's see, lots of rounds. Honestly, I can't really say. The belly might need to be more balloony. Gotcha. Okay, I can fix this. Hopefully. It depends on this angle that I can get. Let's see. If she weren't, that would be her hip right there. But let's see, the belly is more distended in the front than when you're just fat, right? I don't know, not an expert. That would go more into the legs, right? I like maybe more emphasis on the hips. That looks good, I think. I'm sorry, I apparently skipped over where you're talking about that. I'll figure this out. Let's see. Gotta leave to go to a concert in Utah. Bye. All right, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. I see she just looks heavy there. That's all. I'll figure this out. What might help is if I think that works. Okay. We'll have to ask Nightfall to see what he thinks. Nerd, you seem really good with curved lines. Those are hard for me. Usually try to use straight lines first when I'm probably selling shape construction because it adds contrast, gives an angular look. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not as good as I would like to be with curved shapes, but it's a learning process. Lothran's, I think we might need photo evidence. I don't trust most furry artists to draw a realistic pregnant belly. Ha! Okay, that's actually a good idea. Let's find a reference really quick. Reference. Let's see. Yes, every good artist uses reference. Let's see. I'll find a good enough reference that really helps. Okay. Just trying to see. The hard part is finding the right angle and the right pose that kind of corresponds with what you're drawing. Yeah, it really sticks out. Give me a sec. Every body type is different, but you got the chest. Then it slowly distends out, it seems like. It's almost like here's the rib cage, then out here it sticks out. And that belly, technically, if she were standing straight, let's say, if she were standing straight, there would be the chest, rib cage, there's the belly, then the hip, and then the legs. But because she's tilting forward and kind of like hunched over, I think that's pretty good right there. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Let's see. Let's see. Lotharens. Yeah, I know what you mean. As much info as the internet provides, it's never what you're looking for. Never. Nerd. By the way, is the character a dragon or a kobold? Kobold. Yep. Let's see, Lotharens. I'd peg her a mammalian dragon, which probably now wish their folks would still lay eggs. Huh, probably. Oops, what did I do? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's pull that all back up. Let's Let's see. Oh, wait a second. I think I might have found a good reference. Let's see. At some point, I'm just gonna have to keep going on and adjust this maybe later. Let's see. Scales. There we go. I think that works. Maybe just a little. Let me know what y'all think. Just trying to see if I can find any reference that might help. Do I bring down hip? Let's see, shape looks all right. Poor mom, all the weight. Indeed. But, let's see, what am I saying? Yes, poor mama indeed. But she loves, she'll be a great mom. It's worth the effort. Unfortunately, I have no idea how I would render out the baby's foot. Just want to try and see if I can. Let's see. I'm gonna do a head measurement because I realized I didn't do that. 1, 2. Nope. Head measurements looks good. Just want to see. Can I push the pose just a little bit more? Nope. I had to go the way I had. Just a slight rotation. Okay, let's pull up that reference again. Not of the belly, but of Dura. Okay. Let's see. No spikes there. So okay, sketch. Okay, I'm gonna move on to Lara, the rat, or let's more past essence. I think that looks pretty good. Actually, I want this to kind of loop back up. Oops. Oh, gosh. Nope, nope. Because if she were standing, it would just look like. Yeah, hip. I think we're good where we're at. Yeah. Okay. I think that's a good amount of anatomy. Okay, I'm gonna move on to Lara the rat. Let's pull out our other reference. Let's see. You guys been watching anything interesting lately? Any good shows? Oops. Nope. It's just got the little this collar deal. Her belt. Let's see, nerd. I've been watching watching Let's Plays of the new Deltarune chapter. Do you follow Deltarune? Lots of furry kind of characters in it. I've never heard of Deltarune actually. I'll have to look into it. Let's see, Lotharens. Is not much good at There's not much good at the cinemas anymore. I agree with that. The last good show was Game of Thrones, I think. At least it was fun, interesting, and made me want to learn about their world, which means a lot. Oh, Game of Thrones. Goat, as in the basketball goat movie. I don't know why I read that. You know what? I cannot have a. You know me. I like to have like little tears in my clothes outfits. And I realize this is a princess. She's not going to have tears in the outfits. I have that shaped. Let's see, we're gonna have it. Let's see, the star is where everything connects in the front, so we're gonna have that. Oops. Let's see. This other arm, I'm gonna have another layer for that one for a second. Other arm goes. Which means I'm gonna bring this one down. Oops, down there. There we go. Let's see. Lutherans. No, the title is actually Goat. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Goat. The animation with the basketball Goat Kid. Yeah, I did see that. It was good. It was alright. Let's see. Nerd. I'm not a big gamer, but the story in Deltarune Undertale is really good and fun. So it's at least good to watch Let's Play of the background or something on the background or something. Undertale. Yes, that was the one back in like what was it? 2015, 2016 that was really big, Undertale. I remember everyone playing it. I'm not a gamer either, so I don't know any of these games really, but she's gonna have bracelets, of course. Get some shading in there. Okay, gonna have her tail. Of course, she's not a mouse, she's a rat, so she's gonna have the prominent naked tail ring, or grooves, I guess you could say. I don't know what that look is. I know it's not proper design, but I want to see if you give her like an Egyptian-esque marking, or like eyeliner. Nah. Okay, we got our character sketched out. Let's see. There we go. Characters. Let's see. I gotta watch Goat. That looked really well animated. Yeah, Goat was interesting because it was so fast paced. Oh, I'm sorry. 1 second. There we go. Okay. I didn't realize I was not on camera. My apologies. Yeah, Goat was great. It was so fast paced. The animation was beautiful. I just had some problems with the story. There was some stuff that was kind of like, at least to me, I was like, that's not the logical conclusion I would come to, or like that's. They were just in a rush, so they didn't take the time to really explain things or tell the story. That was my feeling. It was very well animated, though. It was gorgeously animated. Lutherans. It was and has many interesting characters and details. Like some of the characters would walk upright and suddenly transform into pharaoh form on a whim, and it seems to be normal. Yeah, that was really cool. However, like it threw me out of the movie when the horse did it. like, yeah, every other character was fine when they ran on four legs. The horse, his design was so thin and anthropomorphized that once he went onto all fours, it did not look right to me. It really pulled me out of the moment. But that's just me. I'm very hypercritical. And if I ever do come across as poo-pooing your, like, oh, you like something, that is not my intent. Is me just being, I guess, autistic and saying like, oh no, there's a problem with that, but it's more for me. Okay. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Okay. So we got our characters sketched out. I'm gonna start with the background. This is a fun little detail that I want to draw here is this character in the background is going to be a tiger. The tigress from the other commission I had done. For Nightfall. And if you've been watching our streams for a while and hearing my conversations with Nightfall, this tigress is trying to become like close with the princess so she can become like her advisor when she takes the throne. What's her outfit like? I have to look it up again because her goal is to eventually kill the princess and take over. Where is that? Here we go. Get her tail. There we go. I have to move that a bit. There you go. I may be too busy yet. We'll see. And then the rest of these are just like silhouetted characters. Let's see. Lothrens. I liked how they dissed each other openly. I have stood before the diss video and calmly say, afraid? Me? Huh. Then, nerd, interesting. Been designing furry characters for my story, and I'm always trying to decide how anthro versus feral to make them. Yeah, no, that's actually it's a challenge. I know for my characters, with my I want some of them to. I think they would run like a human most of the time, but when it's like a dramatic, like all-out sprint, it is a Tom Cruise trying to save the world type run. I think they will revert to all fours, but you have to design them with that in mind. Like Zootopia did a really good job of doing that. Nerd. Ooh, evil usurper tigress. Sounds like an interesting plot. Indeed. I'm really looking forward to when Nightfall finishes their novel. Lothrens, or maybe she isn't evil and just has their own plans? That's a good question. The way Nightfall explained it to me is she's evil. Okay, I need to adjust the princess really quick. She needs to be on the same level ground as... Let's see. There you go. I think that works a bit better. And then of course we'll have like some person's shoulder here. someone else there. And of course, we gotta have, let's see, Dreer. How do you say those names? Drea's cup will be here and splattered. Nerd. True, you could usurp the throne for good. Depends. That is very true. That is kind of, I mean, I'm on book 3 right now, Oathbringer of the Stormlight Archives. But that seems to be kind of like what was going on in that book. Is the king's uncle, who's a good guy, knows he has to do the right thing, is slow, kind of usurping the throne because he's like, I have to do the right thing, and that means kind of taking control. Anywho, nerd. Okay, know what to do now. My dad wants a seahorse tattoo, so that's what I'll work on today. Oh, nice. Yeah. Let's see. I'm on X at Andy Classified. Once you're done with that, send a tweet. Show me your artwork. Let's see. Now the hard part, the background. Talking about anthropomorphizing characters and animal and anatomy and all that, I really do want to eventually do like tutorials or like little Q&A tutorials, like, hey, how would I draw this? Okay, well, let's break it down. Let's figure out what does that look like in a world of furries. I think that's something that would be really fun. Here's the thing, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to the palace. If you guys have ideas for the background, let me know, because I am kind of just winging it here. So it goes in there. Let's see, nerd, I really need to use X more. I'm bad at self-promoting. Well, for sure, yeah. No, that's the hard part of being an artist, is self-promotion. Because it takes a different... Because that's not what we're... That's not why we got into art. We got into art to draw. And instead, we have to become business people at the same time as creatives, which is a totally different aspect of the brain. Let's see. As for the floor, I do stone plates in a checkerboard pattern. Easiest to do and easiest to create perspective. For sure. Really, really good point. Unfortunately, perspective is my enemy. Just something I need to learn, that's all. Let's see. Something like that. Cool, cool, cool. Make sure the pillars are there. Yeah, that's the thing with when I draw, it's always super sketchy and chaotic. Let's see. Lol, scuba dragon. I guess he claims not to be a furry, yes. Well, no, that doesn't work. Let's say you have little candle deals there. That might be too busy of a background. Okay, I'm going to send this to the client. Make sure this is what they want. All right, 1 second as I get that sent. Okay, and we are back. Oh, your dad's a scuba instructor? Very cool, very cool. Oh shoot, you know what? I forgot my cup of coffee downstairs. I will be right back, and it'll be like a minute, and I will grab my cup of coffee. I will be right back. All right, we're back. I'm just waiting on the client now. Let's see, Lotharens. Another thing I would do with the background is to make it look out of focus, slightly blurred lines and less details. Like, gotcha, yeah, that's a really good idea. I can actually do that with a sketch. Just kind of bring down the opacity. Same with the background characters, I think. Yes. That's a really good idea. Okay. Let's see, what am I doing? Actually, bring down background. Bring down sketch. Let's see. I have nothing on my Twitter, but I sent you my scuba dragon on my ArtStation profile. Oh, okay. Thank you. Where did you send that again? On X? Excellent. Scuba dragon. Ooh, love it. Wait a second. Nerdab, you're Braden Huggins? As in Braden, like Taiwan. Braden, how's it going? It's been a while. Also, I love this. This is a perfect idea for a tattoo. My goodness, Braden, hey, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize this was you. How's it going? For those out there who don't know, Braden is a really good friend of mine. We were classmates in animation school in Taiwan. How's it going? That's one thing about YouTube is it doesn't say who that person is, so I'm just like, oh, it's a username. I don't know who it is. Bruh. Okay, I'm gonna bring down the opacity, and now we're gonna start with the inking. Yeah, let's see. Yes, I am so sorry, Braden. I have not gotten to your script. I have it pulled open, or had it pulled open, and then things got busy, and I didn't get to finish. Or really start, I should say. And actually erase that. Let's see, it's going all right, no worries. I've been getting a lot better at Clip Studio lately, and actually did some wedding commissions for friends, so that's been cool. Hey, that's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, Clip Studio Paint I love. It's easier for me to sketch here on Procreate, which is kind of unfortunate because there's a brush that I just bought for Clip Studio Paint that is really good, like really good, and it does not work on Procreate, sadly. But I do all my sketching in Procreate, so it's kind of like, when am I ever gonna get to use it? Okay, something's off. And of course, now we get to that classic moment of the sketch looks better than the actual ink. Which means I'm going to have to, oops, wait a second, where did that go? Do my best to follow. Let's see. Braden. Oh, I forgot I sent you my script. Don't worry about it. All good, all good. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's been, yeah, it's busy. Well, life gets busy and then you forget and then you remember. You're like, yeah, but not right now, and then forget again. That's the story I'm drawing the furry characters for. Oh, okay, nice. I love Clip Studio's vector layer function for the liner, but I should try Procreate out too. Been a while since I used it. Oh yeah, Procreate is the best when it comes to sketching, personally. I do all my coloring in Clip Studio Paint, but all my sketching is done in Procreate. It's it's easier for whatever reason. Okay, go back to my references. Where are you, Drea? Okay, so she's got. Oops. She's too big. She's got her scales here, but the way they're drawn is kind of like freckles. Of course, she's embarrassed, so she's blushing a little. I might raise the eyes a bit. It's just not too high, because otherwise she looks older. Oops, get back here, you. Shoot. Great. She has. Okay, that was an issue I had last time. She's got these. Let's see, if you look at her head and profile, she's got these ridges on her head. That's not a very good profile, but I remember that. What do you guys think? The eyes down there or just a little bit up? I think up because she looks maybe. Yeah, it's just too busy on the side of the face, and then so empty up here. Okay. The good thing is this is a sketch, so I don't need to make sure everything is absolutely perfect. But she is not a mammal, she is a reptile, so she doesn't really need those, but you need one, you want the character to look a little appealing. Two, you need a bosom to sell the pregnant figure, otherwise it just looks wrong. Oops. Okay. There we go. Oops. Okay, let's readjust, shall we? But yeah, it's cool to see you streaming after so long. Glad you're keeping up the awesome art. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate it a lot. As you can tell, my anatomy still stinks, but Brayden, do you have any comics up yet? So I can direct people to your stuff. Thank you. I appreciate that. I highly disagree. My anatomy is It really stinks to me, but I appreciate that. See, I think, yeah. When you have reptilian skin, you need just a little bit of skin fold there on the knees. Ooh, nope, nope. Where's the dew claw? Where's dew claw? Dew claw's gonna be on the inner side, so I don't need that there. Let's see. No comics up yet, but that script I sent you, it's for my magnum opus I'm working on. An idea I've wanted to work on since my teens. That will be for a graphic novel, yeah. Oh, nice, nice. No, I still have a lot of ideas that I want to get to that I have yet to even start. Right now, my next well, because I'm just finishing up illustrating a book that I've been working on for a while. Right. I have to keep remembering that this is a sketch, so I can be a little more loose with this. What was I saying? Yeah, working on illustrating a book. Just finished the illustrations. Now need to finish the cover. Hooray! But yeah, I have a comic that I'm gonna work on after this. One of those longer form comics I would love to do, but I'm probably gonna make this really short, just because then I can move on to other comics. And if I decide I want to go back and do more episodes of it, then I can. I have actually a script written out for Barbarians. That's the comic I'm referring to. Unfortunately, it's very much like an episode 2 type story. And I'd rather start with that because then it's simple, it's easy to work with. But I feel like I need a more concrete beginning for people to get into it. Let's see, Brayden, there's more on my ArtStation account where the scuba dragon was, if you want to look around. Oh yeah, I will. Thank you. What's the book you're illustrating? I'm illustrating a book called Sophia and the Dragon. If you go to my For Affinity account, you can actually see some examples of it. I posted like a sneak peek of a couple pages. It's like your typical fairy tale fantasy children's book about a mouse princess that has to offer herself up to a dragon to save her kingdom, and the knight, the servant boy that goes to save her. Traditional storytelling there. Let's see. I don't know if I want that. She looks a little too dangerous with the teeth. But yeah, I've been working on that book for a while. I wrote it, had to be, 2023? And could not for the life of me figure out the main character's design, the princess. And then finally figured it out last year, and it's been a year of illustrating. Mainly because I keep procrastinating, and I'm not good at color. So I got the illustrations, the drawings themselves done fairly quickly. But colors took me forever. Get some scales. Sorry. all over the place. There you go. Okay, and there's like an under. What would you call that? I don't know the right term for it. It's like that groove type scale that you see in like crocodiles. I actually don't know if that's there. But yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, that book is what I've been working on for a while now. Finally getting done, and looking forward to other projects. I'm actually gonna thin out this line here. Oops. There we go. Smooth that out a little bit. There we go. Hopefully that reads well. I wonder if I've made all the legs too thick. Everything is unevenly thick, I think. Come on. You want to use the lines a little bit thicker sparingly, I think. There we go. I think that looks good. Okay. Now let's do some. Okay. With this. There we go. Kind of looks like she's quaking a little bit, like, ooh. All right, I'm gonna move on to Laura. Remember to take a sip of coffee. I'm gonna start with the eyes. And let's see, go back to this reference. Laura has these big, lush eyelashes. Is that the right word for that? These large doe eyes. Which is scientifically accurate because a female rat is called a doe. Same with the mouse. A doe, a deer, a female deer, or a mouse or a rat. Okay, I'll stop. Make that a little bit thicker so it looks like a lip. Is a lip, a lip, a lip, 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 lip. I have a sip of coffee and now I'm feeling giddy and singing. My apologies. Let's see. Style. Hey, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Nerd. I struggle with motion lines and effects with clothing. Curious to see how you do the waving hand. Pretty much just that. We'll see once I actually do the grayscale coloring. tell you what, if I could get a job just drawing mice or rats like this, that would be the dream job. Ooh, no, that collar needs to go farther up her neck. We're gonna have this fur sticking out here. So to show like it's a tight collar. I don't think she's suffering. She's not suffering. It's a fashion statement. She's a princess. She has to show that she's. Let's see. She's got a star here. Oops. Embroidered into her outfit. I think that's a little too. Yeah, there you go. She's done. Let's see. Nerd. Yeah, coloring is tough. For sure. Okay. Belt. It's a very thin belt. Oops. Let's see. And it is. Moon cycles. Because this kingdom is called Moon Summit. Okay. Bring that back. There. The slit is up to there. I'm gonna do her ears. She's got a large earring. There we go. Okay. Looks like we got 5 of you there in the chat. Welcome, welcome. We're just working on this commission for Nightfall. Let's see. Oh, the thumb is actually going to be on the other side of the hand. Okay, so that would be her pinky. I don't like that. Give me a sec. Let's see. She's like, oh no. That's going to look something like... Ooh. When in doubt, stick with your sketch. Oops. That is one annoying thing about Procreate, is it snaps to other sides of the sketch sometimes. Yikes. I might have to work on that a little bit more later. Okay. There we go. And she's a white rat, so we won't have like any markings on her face or anything, but That'd probably be like where rib cage line of the rib cage, but there's fur there, so that's not her ribs. And I'm under just a couple of whisker pores there. Let's see. Coloring traditional from a digital art is even tougher. Oh my goodness, I can't even imagine. Uh, Braden, there may be a way to turn off snapping in settings or something. I don't know. Appropriate though. I don't know. Hopefully, that'd be nice. It's too dark. Now, I know I'm not doing a very good job of this, but I've heard you want to make your lines thicker where it would be shaded. So then that way it feels a bit more detailed, dimensional. I don't know. Oops, she's too big. Oops. All right, so the time is 2 o'clock. Okay. Oops. Let's see, how did I draw her paws last time? Okay, very similar. Oops. She has an anklet. Yes, that's right. Our princess is just decked out in all kinds of jewelry today. That has. Let's see. Line weight is important to make things look like they have volume. The comic artist of Tintin, though, Hergé, never used line weight nor shading for his comics. All same line thickness and set colors. Still works though. Oh yeah, Hergé is a master at, at his artwork. I'd be really interested to see how he got the same line thickness though, because he was not working with digital tools. It was all by hand with a dip pen or brush, and that can easily become a different line weight just based on how much strength you put into your hand. Okay. Oh, come on. I'm going to have to just fix that. let's follow this. There we go. There we go, that's better. Go like that. Technical pen, I guess. They came with 35mm and point 0.35mm and 0.5mm, and usually 0.7mm, and kept their lines throughout. Oh, okay. Camp pen. Now the key when doing a pretty female rat is to not make their tails look gross. I know that's part of what makes a lot of people hate the rats. Well, one of the reasons, at least, is their tails, because it looks... A mouse... Let's see, if I was doing a mouse tail, I could make it a bit more furry. You know, I think technically they do have tails very similar to rats, but we tend to emphasize the cuteness a little bit more with mice. But with the rats, they have such large tails because they're larger animals that you can tell that, oh man, it's naked. So, let's see. Lorenzo got into them for a while after learning car mechanic. We had to do technical drawings at school in case we would get to work with those later. Oh, very cool. Car mechanic. Awesome. I'll have to give that a try one of these days. I know they have a technical pen here on Procreate. Where is that? I have it somewhere. Here we go. Technical pen. At least that's the digital version of technical pen. I almost used this once while drawing. Like, I've spent a long time going through pens to try to find the right pen for my work. It's not bad. I like the character. I don't know who she is or what she is, but... Okay, I gotta hide that. Sorry. Okay, where was I? Back to liner. But yeah, this liner brush, this is the best one I've come across all my years. Where was I? Let's see. Small technical pens are very sensitive to drying up. They use a tiny tube with a capillary thread inside, and that can get crimped, which destroys the tip. Gotcha. Yeah, all my like actual physical pens that I buy, I somehow destroy, no matter how hard I try. Okay. Let's give this princess some volume. That sounds weird. I like that. I probably need to make her head a little bit thicker because Dria's lines are thicker. I think I went too delicate with Laura. So what happens when you try to draw a delicate creature, your lines get maybe too delicate. but I like what we have. There you go. Hopefully that works a bit better. You know, it's still very, very thin compared to Drira's. What do y'all think? Does she look too like her lines too thin compared to Drira? I think I know why. I'm on the wrong. Let's see. Liner 3, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that is a brush that I designed. Let's see what size one I'm on 4. Liner 3 I fixed so that it stayed the same size no matter what. Because Procreate has a thing where when you zoom in, it kind of adjusts the brush size based on how close you are to how zoomed in you are. And that's something we don't want sometimes. There you go. Just a little bit of work starts to match. Oops. That looks a little bit better. Just a tad. Okay. Now back to my regular brush. Actually, you know what? There you go. Nope, that's broken. There you go. Let's see. I think we're in a good space here. I see a little bit of work. Oh, there, that's fine. A little bit of work I can do here. Then all those horns, they're maybe just a little too thick. go. What do y'all think of that? I like what I see. Okay. Okay, I think we can start with background. Bring down that opacity. And I'm going to copy that filler. Oops. There we go. Nice. Where's this curtain coming from? I gotta think about this for a second. Let's see. Quickly checking some messages. Okay. Okay, so we do get some. Okay, so I'm finally hearing back from the client. Positively adorable. There we go. Okay. All right, so we got 6 of you here. Welcome, y'all. Okay, so let's get back to the sketch. Okay, that'll be where the end of the roof would be. Oops. Oh, let's fix that. And I'm going to add a layer so I can deal with these lines. Okay, I like. Sorry, 1 second as I try to figure out how to pronounce your username. BT Automation. Hey, how's it going? Sorry, it takes me a while to figure out how to pronounce people's usernames. How's it going? Now I gotta figure out where this curtain is going. Let's say it's like a little hook in the ceiling. There we go. Oops, something's not right there. There we go. Maybe too many lines here. There we go. I like. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oops. I know what's going on here. I'm on the wrong layer. Of course. Okay, where was I? That. Work smarter, not harder. Perfect. Then you can have regular curtain. Oops. There you go. Let's fix some of these lines. Okay, where's my brush? Where are we? That would be why. There we go. Where's the curtain? Oops, wrong there. There you go. Actually, erase around it so you can focus on her hand. Need to fix that pillar. It's just a little too wobbly. I don't know if you can hear that car in the background. Or pesky truck, I should say. Okay. And before we do the floor, I'm going to bring in the extras, the background. We can start drawing them. Okay. Where's that pillar? Tiger stripes. Of course, this tiger pretty much wears almost like a translucent dress, see-through, if you will. these other characters. Not sure what the animal this is. Maybe a fox with a very round set of ears. Wonder if I need to make the tigress a little bigger. Let's see if I remove the sketch layer. I think it looks good. And then we have these characters in the foreground. Different brush. There. What if I just fill that in with black? Let's see. Let's see. My headcanon is that you are the Andy person Twitch streamer Jeremiah German 985 is always talking about. I'll take it. There we go. That's better. Where is the pillar? Move the pillar. And now we can do the floor. Oops, that's right. Background is a different brush size. Let's go brush number 3. There we go. Maybe there. That's like visible. Okay. Then bring back brush. Fill. Guess we gotta fill that in with a different line, don't we? There we go. And I'm gonna erase. For for my American viewers, any plans for the 4th of July? And any from Europe who are wanting to help us celebrate our independence from England? No offense to any of my English viewers. You are, of course, welcome to celebrate with us. Erase around it so there's space for the eyes. Let's see. BTW animation. Is she a dragon or a kobold? She's a kobold. Now, I'm not into the D&D world, so I don't know what a kobold is, what's the difference between them and a dragon, but I've been told she is a kobold. Okay, now we can fill in the checker box. I'm actually going to do that with, you know what, I don't like this one. We don't need another thin tile down the center. Let's see. Style, yeah, not my celebration, lol. Where are you at, Style? I know I have quite a few Canadian viewers, and obviously some from Europe, but I don't know where everyone is. Okay, that works. Erase these lines. Okay. BTW animation took the weekend off from work, but not sure what to do. Gotcha. Yeah, I think I have a day or two off as well. For myself, I will be just hanging out with family. We're gonna have a parade down in my old hometown. Oops, let's remove that. Well, I'm gonna have to make a mask of that. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna have a parade, and then I have some friends visiting from out of town. And actually, if you've all been paying attention, the podcast that I'm a part of, my co-host, or the guy that started the show, Morgan Betts, he will be here in town, and so we might actually record a live stream, actually, in person. And for those who would be interested in seeing that, if you go to Star Wars Gazer here on YouTube, again, that's Star Wars Gazer. He has a Star Wars podcast or show, and then together we run just an all-out nerdum show, live stream podcast called Nerds Galore. You can look that up as well, and we'll be here on YouTube. Nerds Galore. And we've done, last year we did some episodes on like conspiracy theories and stuff like that, mysteries. And then this year we've really been focusing on just like art and comics, stuff like that. So, yeah. Oops. Wrong area. But yes, so we'll be together in person, and maybe, hopefully, we will record an episode while we're here, which would be great. Let's see, style. Oh, Ukraine. Oh, hey, awesome. Ukraine. And my English is really weak, as you can sometimes see. Ah, all good, all good. That's not a problem at all. Nerd BT and W animations will give you something to do. Draw me an angel made of pastries with a donut for a halo. I'm sorry, what? Let's see. BTW animations. They tend to be a short, goofy, somewhat mischievous creature. They can be any animal creature, but most of them are depicted as reptilian, dragon-like creatures, but no wings. Oh, okay. You're talking about the kobold. I was confused. I thought you were talking about the pastry angel for a second. I was like, what? Okay, the kobold. They tend to be short, goofy, and somewhat mischievous characters. Most of them are depicted as reptilian, dragon-like creatures. Okay, gotcha. Nerd. Ooh, conspiracy theory is my favorite. Oh yeah, for sure. We've had plenty of those discussions. Are you red-pilled on the theory that Donald Trump is actually Elvis Presley? Oh dear. I've never heard this theory. Never heard this theory. My goodness. Elvis Presley. Lothrens. It depends on the lore that... Cobalt again. It depends on the lore they are based on. Oh, sorry, that was hard to read. My goodness. It depends on the lore they are based on. In some countries, kobolds are little people with dog-like heads, for example. Oh, okay, I've never heard that. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. Oops. Actually, I should probably take a sip of coffee. Okay. It's gonna be complicated. Wait a second. That can't work. So this has to be. Wait a second. Empty. Erase. Ah! Forsooth. Why has this happened? Okay. There we go. I should erase the cup. The cup that spilled. Come on. Have any of you here watched any of our podcasts on Nerds Galore? Out of curiosity. Because if you haven't, you should subscribe. See what I did there? Okay. Okay. That's always the scary part when you remove the sketch layer. And you're kind of like, oh, wait a sec, where is everything now? Not yet. Not yet. Always looking for new listening material. I'll check your podcast out. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, usually it's just us chilling and having fun. Braden, we actually have some former Create staff or students on the show, which is always great. Our last two episodes, it was myself, Morgan Betts, and then Ian, who's current staff with Create International. That's the school that that Braden and I both attended, and then pardon me, Andrew Fleming, which is a comic artist. He was also a student for the uh, FFS, the Frontier Filmmaking Seminar. So, Create alumni. Okay, where was I? Let's see. Now that everything is going to fix her paw. All right, my dear, how do we do this? Let's think. Nope. Oof. I wish you could rotate your eyes around to get a better angle of what you're trying to see. Your hand should be. So I was almost right. That is atrocious. Let's try this again, shall we? Well, that's not too bad. That's not bad at all. I like. Not bad at all. Alas. Brush was too small. And it's getting more and more chaotically messy. And I'm getting sad. Okay. Let's fix this. Oops. That thumb might be a little too short. Yo, what's going on here? I think that works. What do you guys think? Does that work? Okay. The curtain. It's gonna be a problem. Where's curtain ink? There we go. Oops. Might be too dark. We shall see. Yeah, let's fix that. I forgot I have a different brush for the background. There you go. That's better. Then the tigress, she is cutting into the princess. I don't like that. Oops. There. Race around her. Yeah, that's better. Okay. I like what we have. Let's see. Trying to find the podcast. Is that the one on the Stargazer channel? Yes. Yes, that's the one. Unfortunately, we don't have our own channel yet for the podcast. It's still on Star Wars Gazer's channel. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yeah, most emails all at once. I hate that. Okay, and usually. Okay, where's the back? So when it comes to sketches, backgrounds, their opacity is. Oh, whoops, we forgot a layer somewhere. There's a pillar on a hidden layer. Well, that would explain it. I have a group. That push down. Wait. What's going on here? There you go. Merge down, merge down, merge down. There you go. Then background characters. We have to go above. Let's see. There you go. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to color this in. And then all the lines are blue color. Let's see. The mask. Where's that? Clipping mask. Clipping mask. Okay. we go. Okay. Make sure everything is that's not the blue I wanted. Without explaining it, because it didn't. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Now we gotta fill these in. Let's see. It's a very light blue. Sorry. Moving all over the place with this one. What's going on here? Without explaining why. No. There we go. Okay. That's what happens when you don't pay attention to your layers. Wait, what's going on here? Let's see. Now it's just a long, tedious process of filling this in. With these sketches, I'd like to keep some of the construction lines underneath it so that you can kind of see that yes, it is a sketch. And you can see some of the work that went into it. Oops. Fix that. Where are we? Okay. Alrighty. Well, it's kind of quiet here. Let's start some Q&A. If you guys have any questions or anything you'd like to ask. Eventually, I need to do an actual like Q&A live stream. We can do an impromptu one right now, or anything else that you guys would like to talk about or do to make this stream a little more special. Okay, getting there. Oh, you know what? I have a different color I use for Drill. That's okay. I can fill this in and then use a clipping mask later. Layer and later. Let's get this stuff. And my phone is at 12% battery. I'm gonna quickly run and grab my charger so I can plug that in. I will be right back. Okay. Here we are. Is that everything for her? I think so. I know how I'm gonna make that effect work to seem like it's slightly transparent. Let's see. Nerd question. Usually see you draw mammals like deer and mice, but I'm trying to draw some bird characters lately. Do you have any experience with them or any advice? I have hardly any experience drawing birds because I can't draw a bird to save my life. I've drawn one bird in my life that looked okay. Let me pull it up here one second. The only bird I've ever drawn that looked semi-okay was in my comic, An Unexpected Blessing. Let's see if maybe you'll be able to see. On page 2, the fourth panel here. See if you can. I don't know if you can see that very well. My apologies. There we go. That's the only bird in my life that I've drawn that looked okay. Everything else, I cannot draw a bird to save my life. So, unfortunately, no advice on how to draw birds. I'm sincerely sorry. And birds are difficult to get. You have to really think about what you're doing when you're anthropomorphizing a bird. Like a mammal, they lend themselves very well to becoming human-like. Birds are such different creatures that they look very. You have to really go hard when anthropomorphizing birds. If you're making them humanoid, I should say. Because you have to figure out their hands, their arms, because I guess are their wings their hands? Yeah. I'm sorry I can't really help you with that one, Braden. Where was I? Yes, I'm filling out Adria. Laura. BTW animation. I was gonna ask that too. I'm going with wing hands, but it's weird because then the feathers have to be fingers. I don't know. Gotta experiment. Yeah, I think that's usually what a lot of people go with. Is just the feathers are the fingers. You're kind of limited when it comes to doing birds, unfortunately. I always find it funny with how, let's see, how do I say this? How mammalian are you gonna take the birds, particularly the females? Because they lack, well, yeah, they're not mammals, so there's no reason for them to have a bust. But you can just go with the route that I go with my characters and just say, well, it's just plumage, extra poofy, and that's what gives it that female figure. have to actually really put a lot of thought into anthropomorphizing characters. Let's see, Lothrens. A wing's end joint is actually all the fingers melted together. Yes, that's actually true. I think. I pay more attention to mammals than birds. Oops, no, go back. And then, do anthropomorphic birds fly? That's another question. Let's see, Lothrens. The way you can create a character and turn it around to see how things work. Oh, that way. Let's see, a wing's end joint is actually all the fingers melted together. That way you can create a character, turn it around to see how things work. Let's see, BTW animation. The Rito species from Legend of Zelda could be a good ref for anthropoids. Yeah, that's actually true. I actually have no idea what that looks like. I haven't played Legend of Zelda. But I will take your word for it. Okay. There we go. Trying to think of like what would you do with anthropomorphic birds? Yeah. I just think more in terms of culture. Like, how does that work? Mainly like, do they still lay eggs, or are they like this kobold here? She should be laying eggs, but she doesn't. Do they lay eggs? If they go on a walk, do they carry the egg with them in a basket, or do they leave the egg at home? I don't know. That's where my brain goes. Like, how does that? How does parenthood work? Okay. Gotta figure out. What am I doing with this one? Okay, let's bring up input. I need to find the illustration I did of Drira a while ago. It's got to be here somewhere. You guys can see all my reference photos. Oh dear. Here we go. So Drira, flipping mask. Let's color it black. Now I can erase the black. Oops. Let's see, where's the... Okay. That in. There you go. I like that. Then her horns are also a different color. I don't know why. It's just what I did. I think that's it. And then her claws. Oh, wait a second. I don't need to try that. There we go. I like that. And here's her toe claws as well. Whoops. Hold on a second. Okay. Now, because this is a sketch, I'm not too worried if it looks a little messy. I should probably show where's the brush. Let's see, let's see. And we got 7 of you here watching. Welcome all. Q&A is open, so if you have any questions or anything you'd like to know, let me just ask in the chat. Yeah, perfect. Now let's go back to... Oops, back here. Laura, where is your... There you go. Not too many differences in color for her eyes. Need to be white. Oops, what's going on here? Uh-oh. And that just kind of brings her to life a little, I think. Sometimes her tooth, maybe? Nah. Then I'm going to add some highlights to her jewelry. There you go. I might do that too. What's wrong? Oops. I'm trying to think. Does she need a highlight? No, not there. Not there. I think we're fine without. Okay. trying to think what happens next in this process. Fill in the cup, I think. Where's the cup? What layer did I put that on? Okay. Got the basic line art for my seahorse done. Ooh, awesome. Send the link in the chat so we can all see. There we go. Now I'm going to fill in the background characters. Of course, they're going to be lighter color. Oops. That should be where? Oh, where are they? Would be where? Oops, go back. Okay. Lower those opacities. There we go. And what do I normally do for the background stuff? I gotta look at all my other sketches. Okay, this is one of the few with the background. Okay, there's like no color really in the background. Here's the tigress that wants to kill the princess. Gotcha. Okay, I think I got everything. That. I'm gonna work on her hand real quick. Use airbrush. Let's see, nerd. Gotta go. My planet needs me. I'll check out your other stuff too. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks so much for hopping on. It's great seeing you, man. Take care. Let's see. Oh, Lotharen's about the tigress and Lara. You're looking good enough to eat. Indeed. Oops. BTW animations. Oh, lore. Yes, Nightfall has quite a bit of interesting lore when it comes to their characters. actually gonna, oops, bring this to its own layer. Oops, okay. Remove that. Oops, let me skip. Ah! Why did that happen? Okay. I gotta figure out what I just did with my layers. Mask, why have you done this to me? There, just do that. And then for the inks, just gonna do that. There you go. I hope that makes sense and looks okay. If not, let me know if that looks terrible, guys. I will try to fix it. Then, of course, these lines can be white. Oops, no, not those. Ooh, what's going on here? Brush is too big. That's There you go. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, now for all of our sketches. Oops. Nope. Where did that go? That was somewhere else, wasn't it? Okay. Come on, all the way up, all the way up. There you go. Well, that's a clipping mask. Can't have that. Woof! Yikes. Very chaotic. We can try and clean up some of the sketch layers so this is not as chaotic to look at, especially when it cuts into the characters' bodies. places of focus, you want a little bit clearer of all the lines, I think. That works. Okay. Sometimes I do like to, oops, no, go to black, I do like to throw in like the head shape. I'll do that on a different layer. How about that? I don't know why, I like to be able to see it. Just ever so slightly. It's 2%. Just barely visible. Okay. Then I'm gonna fill in those sweat marks from Drira. Oops. Whoa. Because I'm on the wrong layer, that's why. There you go. Let's see. What do you think of the highlight? Trying to see what else I do with my sketches. That's pretty much it. It's usually stuff like that. A little bit of the scribble behind everything that you can see. Maybe if we make this brush a little bigger. I like that. Actually, put that in. Where is... There we go. Like that. That's better. That's better. Okay, almost 3:30. It's about time for me to quit for the day. I got work after this. I'm just gonna tweak some of the colors a little bit more. Let's see. That works. Bring down the opacity for the background characters a little bit more. I think it looks good. All right. Which means it's time to sign. bring that up a little bit. Bring down the opacity just a tad. There we go. Let's see, Lothrens. We came pretty far so far. Indeed, we have. Lothrens, I'll go to bed soon too, now that it starts to cool down outside. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, it's hard to sleep when it's really hot sometimes. All right. I think that's pretty much it. I think we got a nice sketch here. I'm gonna send this to the client, and we'll see what they think of it. BTW Animations, thank you, appreciate it. Thank you so much for hopping on the stream, you guys. This has been awesome. I think this is one of our busiest streams we've had. If you, by all means, please, if you haven't already, hit subscribe, like the video as well, but hit subscribe and click the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever we go live. I usually try to go live during the afternoons most weekdays. Past couple weeks it's been kind of busy, and I've been finishing up my book, Sophia and the Dragon, finishing up the illustrations for that, and I'm not quite ready for everyone to see everything that I've been working on, so that's why I haven't streamed much. But yeah, so usually weekdays around the same time I try to go live. We'd love it if you joined us next time. All right. And then again, if you haven't already, go to Star Wars Gazer. Again, that's Star Wars Gazer. And subscribe, and you'll be notified when we go live for the Nerds Galore podcast. And yeah, if in the link below are the links to all my socials. If you want to follow me on X, or for Affinity, DeviantArt, on Amazon whenever I release a book, and Instagram. I'm not too active on Instagram these days. I'm on there every day, but I forget to post. But yeah, yes. So thank you guys so much for hopping on the stream. This is fun. Oh, and I see an error I need to fix. Thank goodness I kept talking. Otherwise, oops. Let's see. Okay. I gotta color in the other side of the shawl. And yes, I think everything else looks good. Okay. All right, I think we're done for today. Thank you all so much once again. This has been awesome. Love you guys. God bless and cheers.